The year 2023 is absolutely packed for gaming enthusiasts because the amount of big blockbuster games that will come out this year is insane. And I know that a lot of them will still release as cross-gen games, but there are also some current-gen only games that will deliver incredibly realistic visuals and insane graphic effects. And in this video we are going to look at the best gaming graphics in 23 and which technology makes them so good looking. Hello gamers from around the world, this is Boxenberger, the video game enthusiast from Germany, with my latest video on the best visuals in gaming in the year 23, because this year is finally the year where we, for the first time, get a lot of true next-gen, or by now we have to say current-gen only games, and with that we get some unprecedented graphics, and we are going to discuss those games and which technology the games are using. But one little thing up front, I highly recommend to set your player to full 4K 60 FPS to get the best audio-visual experience I can deliver to you, and while you're at it would be awesome of you to consider to hit the like and subscribe button and maybe even turn on the notification bell to not miss out on future content. Okay, thank you guys, you rock big time, and now let's talk about the best graphics in 23. One of the absolute visual highlights of this year will be the game Stalker II, and like many games in this video, it will make use of the Unreal Engine 5. Yes, 23 is going to be the year where we will finally see a lot of Unreal Engine 5 games in action. So far this engine has been mainly limited to Fortnite, but this is going to change. Since the developers GSC Game World are going for a hyper-realistic art style in Stalker 2, this will be one of the first true showcases of what Unreal 5 can actually do. No stylized graphics or overdrawn colors. In this game we will get realistic looking textures and lighting. Basically this game will make use of all the things that have been advertised with the Unreal Engine 5. Nanite will bring highly detailed texture work to life, even if you get very close to the textures, and Lumen will also be heavily used to have dynamic lighting, and as you can see in the footage here, they really play with light and darkness, especially during the horror segments. Dynamic lighting empowered by Lumen will bring new realism to an open world game. But that's not all. The game will also make use of ray tracing on both consoles, Xbox Series X and S, and of course PC. But whether that is limited to a dedicated quality or graphics mode, or whether it will also be available in a performance mode, remains to be seen. This is also going to be one of the first games that will highlight something we have not seen much of in the Unreal Engine 5, and this is actual vegetation like trees, bushes, etc. and a lot of translucent materials like glass or water. But of course, Stalker 2 is not the only game that is going to highlight those things in Unreal 5. Another game that is going to showcase the Unreal Engine 5 this year is going to be Black Myth Wukong from the Chinese developer Game Science Interactive Technology. The game is still scheduled for 23, but I can't be the only one who has its doubts that it will actually be released this year. Anyway, this game just does look incredible. It uses more of a stylized art style, but it also showcases a lot of fantastic looking particle effects that will also show some cool things that can be done in terms of dynamic lighting, meaning of course movable light sources. This game will also make heavily use of the new physics-based hair simulation available in the Unreal Engine 5, and as you can tell by the looks of the hair and fur of the characters and monsters in this game, it does do it with a lot of success. Another really good looking Unreal Engine 5 game that will come out on March 1st is The Day Before, which is an MMO, and so far we have not seen that many online open world games running in Unreal Engine, so this will be a stress test for the netcode that is included in Unreal 5. And we will also get Jedi Fallen Order running in the Unreal Engine 5, and as you can tell by the footage here, it will definitely provide some very cool lighting effects with all the lightsaber fights going on, and this game will definitely highlight some of the particle effects that Unreal Engine 5 will support. But let's step away from Unreal Engine 5 games for a second and look at other engines, and one looker for 23 is the game Crimson Desert. The game is developed by Pearl Abyss, a South Korean developer, and they have developed their own proprietary engine called Black Space Engine. Now this game was originally designed as an MMO, but during development they changed that approach, and now it's going to be a single player action RPG. Now if you look at the footage of this game, it does absolutely look stunning. The studio wanted to have their own control about next-gen graphic technology, and with a proprietary engine they have their own control about next-gen graphic technology and the chance to adapt more to changes that are being made in terms of tools on the platforms of the systems that they developed their game for. One thing that the developers talked about is that it's not just about high quality textures and good lighting, but for them it's also a main focus of the engine to deliver proper physics of objects, and I can only applaud that. Okay, and then I want to mention Ubisoft because they intend to release their next Avatar game in 23, and this game will run in the completely new version of the Snowdrop engine. This will be the first current gen only game from Ubisoft, and the Snowdrop engine has delivered some incredible graphics on the last gen machines. If we remember games like The Division 2 for instance, that was definitely a lookup. Now in this new version of the Snowdrop engine they will bring the world of Pandora, which is obviously a very colorful one, to life, and you can say about Ubisoft games what you want. They know what they do in terms of their rendering technology, and given from the first in-engine trailer we can definitely expect some high quality textures, great lighting effects and more. Now I also want to mention Resident Evil 4 the remake here, because the latest version of the RE engine will definitely deliver some amazing visuals. Capcom's proprietary engine has been powering Resident Evil games for a long time now, and it really doesn't matter whether you like them or not, but in terms of its rendering technology they have always been pushing graphics forward. They were one of the first ones that used pre-rendered objects in real-time gameplay, and that led to the typical rendered look of their characters that sometimes look more like they come out of a movie. That being paired now with the real-time lighting and some high quality texture work will make the Resident Evil 4 remake an incredibly looking game. I also want to bring up real quick Starfield. Now people will argue, okay, there are definitely better looking games out there, and I agree, especially if you look at the character models, because those have always been the weakness of the Creation engine, and while in this complete new iteration, the Creation engine 2.0, the character models have been obviously improved, they still look very video gamey. However, one of the strong suits of the Creation engine is and have always been vast landscapes, and Starfield will provide more than 1,000 planets to explore with all kinds of different insanely good looking environments, so I definitely wanted to mention it here in this video. And since we are talking about Xbox games and graphics, we definitely need to mention the reboot of Forza Motorsport. This game is supposed to come out in the first half of 23 and will feature ray tracing during 60 FPS races while having a dynamic 4K resolution. The team at Turn 10 had 6 years to develop the new Forza, and most of the development time was definitely spent on a new engine that will elevate racing game graphics to the next level with unprecedented fidelity, and that's not just because of the ray tracing, but also because of the highly detailed textures that can be loaded into the memory pool of your system thanks to full usage of the direct storage API and a complete new overhaul of the physics system. Definitely a technical showcase of 23. And while we are at first party games coming in 23, I also want to mention SpiderMan II. Even though we have not seen actual gameplay, we know that Insomniac always delivers with their proprietary engine, and SpiderMan II is going to come out on the PS5 only, so I fully do expect to see a looker in Holiday 23 with SpiderMan II. But with that I already want to come to an end of this video. Of course there are definitely more great looking games coming in 23, but I do not want to blow the video up, so definitely let me know your thoughts on the best graphics and games in 23 in the comment section down below. I know one game that will be mentioned a lot in the comment section is going to be Hellblade 2, and while I fully agree that this will be one of the best looking games ever when it comes out, we do not have a release date for 23 confirmed, so if it comes out it will definitely deserve a spot in this video. So if we look at the games that will come out this year, we will not only get fantastic gameplay but some insane visuals. 23 is finally the year where we kind of move on from the Xbox One and PS4 generation, and where developers will also push the minimum specs of the PC releases forward. And it's not just going to be Unreal Engine 5 games that will provide amazing graphics. Granted, it's a powerhouse engine, but there are also other fantastic looking engines that will provide us some insane technologies this year. And if you end up enjoying this video and want to learn more about video games and graphics and technology and all the good stuff, then definitely make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and maybe even turn on the notification bell to not miss out on future content. 23 is going to be an amazing year for video games, and we will definitely have a lot of good stuff to talk about. And we will do that of course here on YouTube, but of course if you also want to hit me up on Twitter, Xbox or PlayStation, you can find me there. But for now, thank you very much for watching, I see you the next time, and don't forget to game on!